What's up, Rippers? We have another video coming at you right now. I'm pretty excited to do this one. I've been putting it off, wanting to get some time behind the device. What we're going to do a video of right now is the Freakshow review. The Freakshow Dripper by Wotofo. So, right off the bat, let's not waste any time, get right into it. When you buy an authentic dripper made by Wotofo, it is going to come in this sweet little case. You can see the emblem there of the Freakshow. Looks nice. This is the black. I am using the stainless. So, first thing on the case, you're going to have your scratch off there for your serial number to prove authenticity through their website. So, we're going to crack this bad boy open, pop the case right out, and there you have the Freakshow RDA. So, pull that out. We'll set him aside for a minute. What I want to do is pull out the sponge here and show you what you receive with this. So, another little piece of black sponge there. We pull him out, and underneath you have your little treat bag. So, in here, what you're going to get is your roughly 2mm screwdriver, which is a hexagon tip on it. You're going to get your replacement seals and a couple extra bolts. These are hexagon bolts. I haven't had too much problem with them. I will say be very careful, very delicate on that screwdriver, because I have stripped one of those screwdrivers already. So, you know, just be careful when you're using it. So we'll pop him back in here. Now let's get to the meat and potatoes. So this is the Freakshow RDA by Wotofo. So essentially this comes in three pieces, guys. You have your 510 top, which fits most 510 style drip tips. Just like that. Flop them around. Pretty nice. Then we'll pop off the, push them out here. We're going to pop off the chimney. Give a little peek in there. Now, I don't know if this is a powder coat that's on here. I've been using mine, you know, quite frequently, pretty much every day on a day-to-day basis, and I haven't noticed any stripping of this paint. So I don't know if it's machined that way or if it's a powder coat that's put onto it. I do notice that inside on the black, I don't really get it with my stainless, but on the black I do have that that rainbowing coloring inside, which leads me to believe that it probably is a powder coat that's put over it. Now, we'll show you the base. 510 connector on the bottom. It's a pretty long, it's an extended 510, and your pin does pop out from the bottom. So, could you use this on a hybrid model, unregulated mod? You know, it's got a pretty good tip in there, guys. I would say that would meet contact with a hybrid, where it's directly onto the battery, where you don't have the connector there with it. So let's get a little look here. You have 3 O-ring seals, which is good, guys. This top, when you have this on and it's on your mod, it's tight, guys. You're not going to, you know, bump it around and just rip it off. It's got a nice seal to it. So you have the 3 O-rings, which create a nice tight fit and a nice tight seal. Your air holes are on the bottom, one on one side, one on the other. With the chimney here, you have 3 holes that are horizontal rather, sorry. One on that side, one on the other, and if we turn, we have one here. So, you could use this for a dual or a single build. Now we have, I will say, guys, right off the bat, that this is machined flawlessly. What you'll notice, if we look inside, if I can get it there, you'll see that there is a gasket in the middle post. So you have the 2 outside posts are machined directly into the base, and the middle post is added with the seal, the gasket there. So, a couple things right off the bat. The juice well is very deep. which is what I'm looking for when I do my builds, because I normally use the wicking method. I use the Scottish roll, so I do like a very nice deep juice well, which this does have. The bottom fed air holes are phenomenal. I've used the Goblin Mini was what I was using for a long time, and I found that two issues I had with it were, number one, the airflow wasn't great. For anyone who knows the Goblin, it's the little Pac-Man guy, and it has the little mouth hole for the vent. Also, another thing I've noticed with using the Goblin so much was that it has sidewalls, so it's very hard to pack a parallel coil in there, or a Clapton, anything that's big, anything that's more than 3 or 4 wraps. You really got to work that coil in there. So with this guy, no sidewalls, and a very deep juice well, and the air holes, substantial amount of air. So you factor the size of that in there with the size of these. You got these wide open, you're going to jam a ton of air in there very quickly. So machining, it's amazing. I do a lot of. I'm hard on my RDAs, guys. I'm really jamming my coils through the way I adjust and place them. So I haven't had any issues with these posts. The center posts, obviously your outside posts aren't going to move at all because they're machined directly into the base. But the center posts, I haven't had any moving. I haven't noticed it come loose whatsoever as of yet. The one real main downfall to the Freakshow is the hexagon bolts that you're using. I'm not a huge fan of them. If something happens to the screwdriver they supply, which, like I said, mine had stripped, or if you were to damage it, break it, lose it, anything along those lines, you're out looking for something else. Would a very small Allen's key fit in there? Probably. I haven't tried it, to be honest with you. So if I was to rate this from scale to 10, I would give this a 9.5. The Freakshow is an amazing RDA. Bang for your buck. It's around the $40 mark at most shops. Probably get it online cheaper, and you can obviously get clones of this, but I don't waste my money on clones. I always buy authentic directly from manufacturer. Another thing is you don't have to go with the 510 drip tip top. You can pull it directly off, and you have these shoe tops that do fit in perfectly. So there's that. So I just want to show you very quickly what a build would look like on this. Keep it simple, keep it classy, guys. I'm using 26 gauge Canthal. I believe there's about 5 wraps each on dual. So you'll see that with the juice wells, you have a lot of room for your wicking. One little tip to save some guys some time that have never used this. When you're placing your coils, make sure that they are directly over the air holes, obviously, but make sure when you're wicking to push back your wicking away from the air holes on both sides. So pack it into the juice channels, and just make sure that you push away underneath all of your wicking away from that air hole, or else you're going to get a lot of leakage underneath. I have been getting some leakage with it. I messed around with a couple different wicking methods of trying to find, placement of my coils and different wicking methods to avoid leakage. I'm going to chalk it up to user error for the leakage on this. I'm not going to really, discredit the RDA itself. I'm going to put off any leakage I have to user error and where I'm placing my coils and my cotton. So, all RDAs, especially if you're going to purge before you inhale, you're going to get leakage eventually. I get a bit from this guy, more than I would like, but again, I'm chalking it up to user error, not the RDA itself. So I just want to give you guys an idea of what you're looking at cloud-wise here. Just want to throw a little extra juice in these bad boys. Throw top up. So right now I'm at 64.4 watts. My build is a 0.27 at 4.1 volts. So this is what you're looking at, guys. Cloud production, phenomenal. For cloud production, I'm going to give it like a 9 out of 10. As far as flavor goes, for the most part, I'm going to give it about an 8 out of 10. I haven't had too much. I don't have really any complaints about the flavor on this. Some people might find that other RDAs are going to produce better flavor. Some are going to say that Freakshow is the best. A lot of this stuff is preference, guys, you already know. But I give this overall a 9 out of 10. When it comes to it, people ask me for recommendations all the time for, of what would you buy for drippers. I would give this is ranked top 5, easy, from what I've used so far. The only guy I would really put above this would be probably the Velocity. I have recently just used the Nixon RDA, which is kind of a semi-clone, I guess you would say, of the Kennedy. The company that manufactured were primarily manufacturing clones, and they wanted to do a clone of the Kennedy RDA, but instead of doing that, they said, hey, let's take the Kennedy RDA, let's make it better, and let's do our own. So they came out with the Nixon. The Nixon is one that I would put above the Freakshow. So, there's a lot of reviews out there right now of the Nixon. So have a look at that, 'cause it's another awesome RDA, which I will be doing a review of later. But yeah, guys, very quick review for the Freakshow RDA. Is it worth your money? It's worth every penny, guys. So if you don't have one, looking for a new RDA, I do recommend checking out the Freakshow by Wotofo. Very nice. Thanks a lot for looking, guys.